Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Strat Gamer here, providing you with a brand new Anno 1800 episode today. And this is a very exciting episode for me for two reasons. The first one, I hope you can already hear it, is that I have a new microphone. So hopefully the sound will be a lot better in the future videos than has been in the past. And then the second reason in that in this episode, we are actually going to see 9 new buildings, completely new buildings, obviously through different modes. To be precise, 6 different modes. As always, of course, I will post the link to those mods in the description below so you can download them. You can see in details some of the things that I'm going to talk about. But of course, I'm also going to show them to you. And before we dive in, one quick thing. As I said, this is a new microphone, so I really hope that you can see the difference and that you're more happy with this sound than in the past. But at the same time, I just installed it, so still playing a bit with the filters. Don't hesitate to share in the feedback below, in the comments below, any feedback that you may have, be it positive or negative. I'd love to hear about it. And while you're at it, don't hesitate to press the like button or to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it before. Okay, let's dive in. So for those 6 modes, what's quite important is to actually be here in this building sorting by progress. Because if you go by type, you actually won't see many of these buildings. So really easier to be here in the building sorting by progress. And now let's dive in. We'll go basically by order, because you'll see that some buildings are important for farmers, some for engineers, for investors, etc. So that's quite interesting. Okay, let's dive in. And if you don't know this map or this city, this is my beauty building series city that I'm using here, just because there's space on the island basically. But if you want to know more about this city, don't hesitate to check out the series that will appear now at the top. Okay, so I've started building some of these new buildings here, and let's dive in, starting with the fire station. You can see here, instead of having just a normal fire station, which is here, you have 2 new buildings, the Volunteer Firefighter and the Fire Brigade Institute. One that is smaller than the standard one and one that is bigger. And you also see this sort of smaller, bigger in the gameplay, in the impact that they have. So, the smaller here, which is the Volunteer Firefighter, will actually have a range that is smaller than this one by 16%, according to the description. To be honest, I didn't count exactly to make sure it was exactly 16%. And also, the fire risk reduction, right? Which here you can see as low, or when you go into a specific building, right? You can see here, for example, here none, because I have so many potentially items and fire station. So that risk is also reduced by a smaller number for this one. Versus for this one, which is bigger, right? Definitely bigger, you will have a lot more sort of gameplay positive impact. The range is apparently 400% bigger. There's also a lot more firefighters. You can see 5 by default. That's just only 1 here. So that's huge. And also you can get 4 with your mobilization when there's an actual fire versus only 3 here. And also the risk reduction is also higher and all of this. So this one is definitely more powerful. I think one element I really liked about this is how you can just get a street in between. I thought that was super interesting, super smart. And as you can see, pretty beautiful building. Nice details. You can see the fire hose here. A lot of these towers, water towers. And for this one too, right? There's nice small firefighting vehicle and a smaller, building. As always, don't hesitate to check if you do V to see if anything changes. And you can see it's not a major change, it's just basically the rotation of that building here for that one. And for this one, it actually doesn't do anything. So this is the first one from After Dark one, the Fire Station 1.1. Really two new buildings, once again, not just beautiful, but also gameplay. Loving it. Thank you, After Dark. Moving on to the second one, the police station. So we move to the workers. And once again, if you click on the police station, you'll see instead of just one, the sort of normal one, you'll see three different ones. And I've built them just here. So this is your typical one that I'm sure most of you will know. Then the smaller and the bigger. Let's look first at the smaller, the mobile task force. Right, you can see it here. Let's try Shift V. Small differences. You can see the roof becomes transparent, but definitely a new building. Quite like it. I sort of like also that you have all the horses with the hay. Police, that's a nice touch. You do see it here too, but still like it. And once again, similar to the volunteer firefighter, this one is smaller, so the reach, the range, the reduction of riot is also smaller. Let's see. Versus for this one, which is the state prison, this is once again bigger in terms of 400% range, 400% larger range. A lot more policemen. Let's see, 5. A lot more. Also 4 instead of 3, right? When you actually have a riot, and this is, very new. Oh, sorry about that. Completely new building, right? It's not assets that are already in the game. So really amazing. Look at the level of detail. All the prisoners here, the tower. Love also all of the policemen inside. One on his horse. The gate. Probably want to put you. I don't know, actually. This is a nicer entrance. This is a more realistic prison entrance, I feel. But anyway, so this is the prison and the mobile task force. Once again, find them in the Walker or police station. And once again, this is from After Dark 1, police station 1.1. Thanks again, After Dark, for that. Now, moving to the artisan tab, we actually have two different ones. Let's start by the most recent. And when I say most recent, at the time where I'm recording, it was actually posted like 1 or 2 days ago. So that's definitely a completely new mode. And I say artisans, but because it is sort of a new variety theater, and you can see it here. But actually, you won't find it here. You won't find it in the artisan tab. You will find it in the investor tab. This is this one here. And it is actually quite important that you do find it in the investor tab, because there is, to unlock it, you need 5,000 investors. So it's not when you unlock artisan that you will see it. It's really when you have a lot of artisans. That's why it's at the end of the tab. 5,000 artisans. You can see also quite a few different resources to build it, and 200,000. But quite a nice, bigger building for sure, and also quite nice. I don't know actually if, yeah, that's actually more the front, right? Let me check. It's pretty similar actually. This one is just a bit better with those two kiosks here, and the entrance is just a bit bigger and a few more people. But anyway, so quite those two statues also pretty nice. So that's in terms of gameplay, similar to the theater, but for way more tile than this one. It's actually more than 100 tiles for this one. Also provide quite a bit of attractiveness, but its maintenance is a bit higher. At the same time, if you have 5,000 engineers, 5,000 investors, sorry, you're probably good on money. Like 1,000 is nothing at that point. Another interesting element with this building is different variations with Chief V, mainly of the colors. You can see there's not that much that's changing, but still the color is quite nice. In particular, if you have artisans around, maybe you'll want it more of that color. If you have more investors, maybe more that color. Another interesting element with that one is that you can build it in the new world. I mean, it was the same for the other ones, right? But just I'm saying for this one too. Find it here. I don't have all of these resources here, so that's the problem, but you can see that you can. So a good way to make your new world islands definitely more beautiful. Sorry about that. Okay, so that was the third one, and this one is not by After Dark, it is by G1000. So thanks a lot, G1000, from this mod. Once again, a very new mod, really was published basically yesterday. So don't hesitate to check it out, and I hope we're gonna see more from this player, because that's a really nice one. If we go back to the artisans, there is actually others that we can look at. The first one is here, the university. So we have the normal university here, and we have a new building called the library. And once again, this is not by After Dark. This is not a mod by Xan. Or, I mean, it says created by Xan and uploaded by Lucas. I'm pretty sure that's probably the same person, but with sort of a different login. But anyway, thanks for this. Thanks to this creator for this. This is once again sort of a larger building. I like the cherry trees that go really well with your new tourist level of detail. Pretty interesting. Look at these people here on the bench. See here, and can we go closer? Let me just so it's let's do a quick. Can we go inside? Sometimes you can't really go inside those buildings, but sometimes you can. So let's see. There's also the elevation on Crownfall that doesn't help often. What can we see? Okay, I can't read it well, to be honest. I don't know if it's just me. If you know what is that supposed to be, don't hesitate to share. Hey guys. That's funny. We'll go to the prison later, maybe. Take a walk. That's the next one. Costs some money, but honestly not that much. It doubles the range of the of the university, so that's also a gameplay impact, and I think that is the only gameplay impact, but still quite an interesting one. It is quite a lot bigger. I mean, it's more than double the size, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a bit more than double. But will definitely be a good addition to all the beauty builders out there. And moving on, still with the artisans, we have the hospital. Now we're back to After Dark 1, with once again, you have the normal hospital, and then a smaller, the naturopath, and a bigger, the sanitarium, which is a lot bigger and amazingly beautiful in my opinion. Let's get closer. So this is the smaller one, the naturopath, is to control Shift V. You can see nothing different. thought there was colors when I tested it in the past. Yeah, that's strange. Why is it? Ah, nice change. Seems to block a couple of different ones. Even the roof is the same, but the tree is different. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail as always. Don't hesitate to check the description below. But minus 16% range, minus 3% in terms of the reduction of disease, but definitely smaller than the previous one, right? This is something you put maybe more in your farmer city. No. On the other hand, for your investors, maybe your engineers, you want this sanitarium. Doesn't cost that much, right? 5,500, 22 wood, 38 bricks, that's not too much. In space, it does take a lot, right? I mean, if we compare to a warehouse, it's what, one, two, 3.5 warehouses by, it's like 20 no, maybe not 20, but at least 12, maybe 12 warehouses type of size. But look at this level of detail. Yeah, water, the babies, older patients. You can also see some on the roof there, on their balconies. See angels looking over everyone. And once again, something I really liked is you can put a rod through it. You don't have to have rods all around it. You can put a rod in the middle. I really love that idea. And actually also here, but not on that side. So it's up like this. And that's really nice. And this one, once again, it's actually 500% in terms of range. A lot of doctors, 5 again, 4 voluntary nurses if you have high happiness. So this one is very powerful. It will really help a big city. So once again, thank you After Dark for this hospital version 1 with 2 new buildings. Really like it. Now let's move to the investors for another version of the bank that you can see here. And this is also from Xan or Lucas 1000, 1989. Not sure once again if it's the same person or not. And on this one, sorry, you actually find it in engineers, my bad, right? The bank, you see it here. On this one, there's not the thing to see both, but when you do select it, it will basically rotate through those 2 versions. That's about how you get to it. Shift V doesn't do anything. On the description of the mod, it says that you can do Shift V to go through those 2 variants, but at least on my session, it doesn't work. So I just click until you get it, and usually it's like 2 or oh, that's a lot. But yeah, you see a couple of times and then you'll see it. Anyway, so that's in this case a sort of smaller version, but in my opinion a lot more elegant. It's like taller but shorter, and I think both of these are pretty beautiful. And once again, I think beauty builders will love both. This one is the only one in everything that I've presented so far that doesn't really change the gameplay. It's just a different skin for the bank. But all the other ones, if you remember, there's 2 here, fire station, 2 police station, 1 university, 1 variety theater, 2 hospitals. All of these do have impact on the gameplay. So it is, ladies and gentlemen, 9 new buildings across 6 different modes. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please don't hesitate to press the like button and don't leave just yet. I want to share about a few things, and in particular plans for the future. So there's still a lot of mods that I've been finding that are really interesting, both from beauty builders, from min-maxers, also from casual players. You don't have to be put in a box of something. Some are gonna be buildings like this one. Others are also items or new ships or things like this. So a lot of episodes are coming on the modes. I hope you're excited about this. I'm also working on a couple of really nice episodes on other elements like shortcuts and things like this. So do stay tuned for that. And of course, continuing all of the other series, be it on Anno 1800, but also on the other games. If you missed it, I've started Anno 2070. The series will appear now at the top, and also many other games we're looking at from time to time. So hope you once again liked this episode, and don't hesitate to share any feedback below, any requests for future episode or anything like this. Really keen to hear about it. Okay, thank you for watching.